Welcome once again to Computer Networks class. As we have learnt about the different networks, the types of networks, the way for communication, protocols. Now we are confirmed how we can communicate using networks. Let us see some more application where this networks can be implemented. Yes, the e-commerce. E-commerce. It is also called as electronic commerce or internet commerce. We all know that Amazon.com and Snapdeal.com sites are available for us for making online shoppings, for buying lot of things which you can see in the internet sites and buy them as per your choice. Such kind of transactions can be done using internet, which is called e-commerce. E-commerce is just like going to a market and buying the things, but here you are provided with lot of options than you find it in a market. There are 4 ways to do a business transaction: business to business, business to customer, customer to customer, and customer to business. That is, business to business, two business people are carrying out transaction between them. Business to customer is a big business from where the customer is buying the things. Customer to customer, it is just like a small scale shopping or doing a business, wherein just like your OLX, just like as we are selling our products and some other person wants to buy it from us, it is just like that. And customer to business is we are looking for business partners for selling our products. So e-commerce, it does its transactions using the online banking, mobile banking, payment apps and services. But there are lot of other disadvantages also in this network. And one most dangerous disadvantage of this network is the network security, wherein a intruder, that is a person who is trying to get into the business unnecessarily. That means if we are making any kind of a transaction, an intruder can intrude in between without our knowledge and collect the information. Now, if we say about network security, as you can see on the screen, there are a lot of network security issues that are happening. Firewall, malware, the hacker, virus, trojan, spam, phishing, spyware, etc. Such computer security issues are due to the people itself. Let us see what kind of harmful effects can happen to a network and how it happens. For that, we need to know what a virus is. A virus. A computer virus attaches itself to a program or file, enabling it to spread from one computer to another, leaving infections as it travels. Just like a virus that affects a human being, and then from the human being to another human being, just like that, a virus also, it spreads from one computer to another. And Almost all viruses are attached to an executable file, which means the virus may exist on the computer, but it actually cannot infect your computer unless you run or open malicious program. Malicious program, harmful program. And it is important to note that virus cannot be spread without the human action. That means only if you are executing those programs that will spread. If we say about Trojan horse, a Trojan horse is full of as much ticketry as the mythological Trojan horse it was named after. This trickery of Trojan horse is actually like, we feel that it is very much useful for us, but in its behind it, the program is actually malicious one, and it may affect our system. Just like some programs may be there which will tell us that they are very much useful for our system or for our mobile or for our computer, and if we install such program, it will help us from other malicious program. But then when we try to open that and execute that program, it will be actually the Trojan horse that destroys our system. The other kind of malicious program is a worm. A worm is similar to a virus by design and is considered to be a subclass of a virus. That is, worms spread from one computer to another, but unlike a virus, it has the capacity to travel without any human action. For example, if you take a pen drive and put it in one computer, and then if it has got a worm and you use the same pen drive into another computer, the worm program, it affects even the other computer on which it is being used. And due to this, what happens is, the worm, it copies itself in all the places wherever it is being used. That is, if a pen drive has got a worm program, and if you use the same pen drive in another system, that program gets replicated in that particular system, and so there are multiple replications of the same program when it is a worm. Now let us see how can we protect the computer from these malicious programs. What we need to do is to use an antivirus program and update it as and when we are switching on our computer. It has to be done periodically. Use Windows Firewall up to date. Avoid downloading unknown files, and do not use pen drives or external drives without any scan. It is very dangerous to use pen drives or external devices without scanning them. So let us see what is the difference between virus, worm and Trojan horse. Virus, it inserts malicious code into a program or data file, whereas worm, it exploits a vulnerability in an application or operating system. And Trojan horse is just like a masquerades as performing a benign action, but also does something malicious. That is, behind the mask, it is doing all its unwanted works. And how it spreads? Virus, the user transfers the infected files to another device when it is a virus. If it is a worm, it uses the network to travel from one computer to another. And if it is a Trojan horse, the user transfers the Trojan file to another computer. Let us see whether it infects a file. Yes, a virus and a Trojan horse can infect a file, but a worm may not infect a file. In case of user interference in its spread, The virus and Trojan can spread only when the user action is there, but whereas in a worm, it does not spread. Let's see what a spam is. Now, spam is electronic junk mail or junk news group posting. Some people define spam even more generally as any solicit email. However, if a long lost brother finds your email address and sends you a message, this could hardly be called a spam even though it is unsolicited. That means a spam is just like a mail. If you open your inbox, you will find the spam mails will be there. And the spam mails are actually the mails which are not in your contact list. That means the people can send email to your email address whether you need it or not. And those email addresses which you have in your account list will be in your inbox, whereas the other will be seen in a spam. And such mails are called spam mails. Cookies are messages that web server pass to your web browser when you visit internet sites. That means when you are opening any internet sites and you are searching for some information from the site, the cookies are some messages which are keeping track of what kind of messages you are looking into. And every time you are using the browser, these cookies, they will be popping up from that list. That is just like a history which is maintained by the cookies. The term cookie is an allusion to a Unix program called fortune cookie that produces a different message or fortune each time it runs. Network protection. Network protection means any activity to protect against manipulation of your network and your data. This includes hardware and software technologies as well as corresponding security strategies, avoidance of data loss, firewalls, etc. An antivirus is a program or set of programs that are designed to prevent, search for, detect and remove software viruses and other malicious software like worms, trojans, adwares and more. And these antiviruses are required for every system to have a up-to-date information on how the system is protected from such malicious software. Now we have learnt about the networks as well as the application of networks and how to protect our system and the network from intruders. With this, we are done with the computer networks topic.